Top 10 weirdest facts about the human brain you did not know. What if I told you your brain can eat itself in extreme situations? Or that it's more active while you sleep than when you're awake? And get this, it has more connections than there are stars in our galaxy? Sounds insane, right? The human brain is the most powerful and mysterious organ in your body. And today, we're diving deep into the 10 weirdest, most mind-blowing facts about it that you probably never knew. So, stay with us till the end, because number 2 might just flip your brain inside out. Let's unlock the strangest secrets of your mind, starting now. Fact 10. Your brain has no pain receptors. Imagine this. Your brain controls every ache, sting, and throb you feel, but it can't actually feel pain itself. Weird, right? Your brain interprets pain signals from all over your body, your skin, your muscles, even your internal organs. But the brain itself, it's completely numb. That's because it has no pain receptors. And this strange fact has a shocking real-world use. Surgeons can perform brain surgery while the patient is wide awake. It's called awake craniotomy, and doctors use it to avoid damaging critical brain areas during procedures, especially those involving speech or movement. The patient literally talks or moves their hands while their skull is open. And no, there's no pain, just some pressure. So next time you get a headache, remember, it's not your brain that hurts, it's everything around it. Blood vessels, nerves, muscles in your scalp. But your actual brain, silent, painless, mysterious. Fact 9. The brain generates enough electricity to power a light bulb. Your brain might not come with a power cord, but believe it or not, it generates enough electricity to power a small light bulb. At rest, your brain produces about 20 watts of electrical power. That's roughly the energy needed to light up a low-watt LED bulb. This power comes from billions of neurons firing tiny electrical impulses every second. Each time you think, feel, move, or even just blink, your brain is lighting up like a mini thunderstorm. If only your head had a socket. You could light up a small room, no batteries required. But on a serious note, this electrical energy is what powers everything your body does, from forming thoughts and memories to controlling your heartbeat. So the next time you feel mentally drained, just remember, your brain's been literally lighting up your life all along. Fact 8. You use way more than 10% of your brain. You've probably heard it before. Humans only use 10% of their brains. Sounds mysterious, even a little inspiring, but here's the truth. It's a total myth. Modern brain scans, like MRIs and PET scans, show that we use virtually every part of our brain. Even during simple tasks like talking, walking, or watching this video, multiple regions light up and work together. So where did this myth come from? Some believe it originated in the early 1900s, misquoting scientists who said there's untapped potential in the brain, not that 90% of it is useless. Today, neuroscience confirms almost every region of the brain has a known function, from memory and emotion to sensation and problem solving. Even when you're at rest, your brain is hard at work managing your body's temperature, heartbeat, breathing, and more. So no, you're not sitting on a mental goldmine waiting to be unlocked. You're already using your brain like a high-performance machine. Fact 7. Your brain is more active while you sleep than when you're awake. Think your brain powers down when you sleep? Think again. Because at night, it might just be working overtime. While your body rests, your brain kicks into high gear, sorting, filing, and fine-tuning all the information you absorbed during the day. This is when memory consolidation happens, turning short-term memories into long-term ones. Your brain filters out the noise, highlights what mattered, and starts wiring it into memory. But the real headliner? Dreaming. Scientists believe dreams are your brain's way of solving problems, processing emotions, and even simulating future scenarios, like a built-in VR system. And let's not forget the janitorial work. During sleep, your brain clears out waste proteins, balances chemicals, and resets neural systems. So even when you're snoring away in dreamland, your brain's pulling an all-nighter, organizing files, taking out the trash, and running the most advanced simulation software ever created. Sleep isn't a shutdown. It's a reboot, a repair, and a mental reprogramming session, all rolled into one. Fact 6. Your brain can store over 2.5 petabytes of data and still misplace your keys. Ever feel like you're running out of brain space? Don't worry, you've got plenty left. In fact, your brain can hold an estimated 2.5 petabytes of information. That's 2.5 million gigabytes. Cut to comparison chart: smartphone, 256 gigabytes. Laptop, 1 terabyte. Human brain equals 2.5 million gigabytes. To put it in perspective, that's enough to store over 3 million hours of TV shows. You could binge non-stop for 300 years and still not max out your brain. And yet, you still forget where you parked the car. This massive storage ability is made possible by the brain's ability to encode, store, and recall information through millions of unique patterns of activity. From remembering faces to quoting movie lines from a decade ago, your brain has the storage space of a supercomputer, just maybe not the world's best filing system. Fact 5. Your brain has more connections than there are stars in the Milky Way. The Milky Way galaxy has an estimated 100 to 400 billion stars. That's almost impossible to grasp until you meet something even more complex: your brain. Inside your skull are about 100 billion neurons, similar to the number of stars. But here's the wild part. Each neuron connects to thousands of others, creating a vast network of trillions of synapses. Every time you think, feel, learn, or remember, these connections spark into action, and they're not static. Your brain rewires itself constantly, forming new links, pruning old ones, and building entirely new pathways in real time. It's a living, breathing electrical universe, changing shape every second. Some scientists believe this dynamic network is more complex than any system in the known universe, including our galaxy. So the next time you look up at the stars in awe, just remember, there's an even more mind-blowing galaxy inside your own head. Fact 4. Your brain can trick itself. Optical illusions, placebo effect. Your brain is smart, but sometimes it's too smart for its own good. In fact, it can trick itself and you into believing things that aren't even real. Take optical illusions, for example. You're not seeing something fake, you're seeing your brain trying to fill in the blanks. It guesses what's there based on past experience, not reality. Then there's the placebo effect, where your brain believes a treatment is real and actually triggers physical healing even when it's just a sugar pill. And one of the most fascinating examples, phantom limb syndrome. People who've lost a limb still feel it itching, burning, or moving because the brain still thinks it's there. Why does this happen? Because the brain isn't just a recorder of facts, it's a storyteller. It fills in gaps, makes assumptions, and sometimes believes what it wants to be true. So yes, your brain is powerful, but it's also surprisingly easy to fool, especially when it's the one doing the fooling. Fact 3. Half of your brain can be removed, and you'll still function. It sounds like science fiction, but you can live with only half your brain, and in some cases, you'd never even notice the difference. This isn't a bizarre theory. It's called a hemispherectomy, a real surgical procedure. Doctors perform it in rare epilepsy cases, especially in children, when one half of the brain is damaged and causing uncontrollable seizures. Now here's the wild part. After one hemisphere is removed, the other half steps up to take over. Thanks to a phenomenon called neuroplasticity, the brain rewires itself, allowing the remaining hemisphere to perform functions once handled by the missing half. Of course, it doesn't happen overnight. The recovery process can take months or years, especially for tasks like speech, motor skills, or coordination. But many patients go on to live remarkably normal lives with only half a brain. It's one of the most incredible examples of the brain's ability to adapt, survive, and thrive. Fact 2. Your brain can rewire itself at any age. And the most empowering fact about your brain, it can rewire itself at any age. This incredible ability is called neuroplasticity, a fancy term that means your brain can literally change its structure and function based on experience, learning, or even injury. Whether you're learning a new skill, recovering from a stroke, or simply adapting to a new way of thinking, your brain is constantly reshaping itself, forming new neural pathways while trimming away old, unused ones. This means it's never too late to learn something new, break a bad habit, or recover what was lost. You're not stuck with the brain you were born with. You're building it every single day. So the next time someone says you can't teach an old dog new tricks, show them this video and remind them your brain is built to change. Fact 1, your brain can eat itself in extreme conditions. Let's kick things off with a fact that's equal parts fascinating and a little terrifying. Did you know that in extreme cases of starvation, your brain can actually start eating itself? Yep, it's true. The brain is a high-maintenance organ. It uses about 20% of your body's total energy, even when you're just chilling on the couch. So when the body is deprived of food for long periods and glucose runs low, your brain has to get creative to survive. At first, your body taps into fat reserves and muscles to stay alive. But in severe or prolonged starvation, it runs out of those resources and begins breaking down neuronal tissue, essentially consuming its own cells for fuel. This isn't just a theoretical idea. It's been documented in extreme cases, like during famines or untreated eating disorders such as anorexia nervosa. Neurologists have found actual brain shrinkage in individuals who've gone through long-term malnutrition. The implications? Permanent cognitive damage, memory loss, and impaired motor function because once brain cells are lost, they don't grow back easily. So while your brain is a survivor, it comes at a steep price. It's the ultimate example of mind over matter, with the brain sacrificing itself to keep you alive. So what do you think? Was it the brain eating itself during starvation? Or the fact that it has more connections than stars in the galaxy? Which brain fact blew your mind the most? Let us know in the comments. We're reading them all. And if you learned something new today, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap that notification bell, so you never miss a journey into the weird, wild world of the human body. Watch for more 10 shocking facts you didn't know about everyday life. You won't believe number 3. See you there.